all go.
Hello friends, Jenkins Dota here, bringing you my greatest accomplishment since graduating senior kindergarten, and this is going to be part of the Offlaning with Zeus in 7.07 video series. And in this video, I'm going to be covering something absolutely absurd and ridiculous, and that's how to solo Roshan on Zeus in 7.07 without even being in the pit yourself. It's crazy, I know, it sounds nuts, because Zeus is not a hero that you would think that can solo Rosh, because when you think of solo Rosh, you think of Ursa, you think of these minus armor heroes like TA, you don't think of the magic damage guys, because that's just ridiculous. Roshan has always taken almost no damage from magic damage. So, to preempt this, I want to kind of tell you guys a story. I was in a game, there was a Meepo, he was crushing us, but he was the only one doing well on the enemy team. So I was a Zeus, I was in the offlane, I had a Nimbus, and it's not this replay that you're seeing here. This is actually a game where I successfully soloed Rosh, so this is kind of the more important one, but where it came into fruition, where I had the idea, the concept, it was because I kept putting the Nimbus into Roshan to try and scout for this Meepo who could be soloing Rosh. And he never really went to solo it. His team went for it. We fought. We ended up killing them. We won the game. But I realized that as I was scouting for Meepo and Rosh with the Nimbus, I realized, like, man, this does some serious damage to Roshan. He takes a lot of magic damage now. And I looked at the buffs and the nerfs to Roshan. He's gotten more armor. He's gotten more physical resist, more HP regen. He gets all of these. He's gotten all of these buffs, but magic resist has always been something that's been lowered and lowered and lowered on this on Roshan. You can see here that I have the Nimbus in the pit, and there's this lightning circle around the pit. But if you don't have vision of this thing, this kind of floating thing here, then you don't see the lightning circle. And I know sometimes you see it in trees. For some reason, the Roshan pit, as long as this Nimbus is in Rosh, you don't see the lightning circle. So if anybody were to walk around this area, they wouldn't see this. They wouldn't even hear it. And I tested that. So basically, all you need to do is throw your Nimbuses in the Roshan pit. Make sure that it's not around the edges of the pit, because then Roshan will move in and out, and then he's going to be scouted by somebody outside the pit. Make sure that this thing isn't seen outside the pit. I think even if you put it like close to being in vision, you can see the circle. It's very weird. It's very buggy. But basically, you can put this Nimbus as close to the center of the Rosh pit as possible, or kind of near the edge here, because there's a lot of no vision areas here. Just make sure the Nimbus is in the Rosh pit. If you have the 15% cooldown reduction talent, it works wonders, because the Nimbus has a lower cooldown, so you can cast it more, and Roshan won't kill it. If you have the 15% cooldown reduction and the Octarine Core, Roshan won't even kill the Nimbus before you spawn the next one, so you can have two Nimbuses, honestly, at a point. Also the Nimbus hits quicker, so you're going to solo it faster. I've been able to do it in practice. I've been able to almost do it in that Meepo game, with the 15% cooldown reduction, just without the Octarine Core. But with the Octarine Core, it's dead easy. I mean, in this game, it took less than 2 minutes to solo Roshan, and I'm not even near the Rosh pit. I literally just threw Nimbuses in here while split pushing, and I soloed Rosh myself. So you can see that this guy has no idea. And keep in mind, this is a leaderboard player. These are all leaderboard players, and he's looking for kills. He's in the area, and you wouldn't think twice about what's happening around him. I mean, he's just farming. He's just chilling out, maybe looking for kills with his Abyssal Blade, Deso, and Orchid combo. It kind of like looks like he can feel that something's happening, but it's just there's no indicator, so he doesn't go in the pit despite being near the pit. He doesn't go in the pit, and I mean, this is so silly because you see this stuff happening here. There's nothing happening in this vision here, but if you turn on the both teams' vision, and then I let it go for a second, you can see there's just ridiculous absurdity happening right now. And it's at about the 2-minute mark since I started this. And keep in mind, guys, I wasn't in here nuking this, which can make it a lot faster. You can actually go in and nuke it with your lightning bolts and with your arc lightning. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. I was literally just Nimbusing it. And then just to finish it off at the last second, because they started a fight over here, I used the refresher orb, and I put the double Nimbus because, like I said, the Nimbus spawns before, like once you have the Octarine Core, the Nimbus spawns before the last one dies to Roshan. So this could have been a lot easier. And keep in mind, this is a 54-minute Roshan. This is a super tanky Roshan. Most heroes like TAs and Ursas struggle to do Roshan at this point, and it's worth so much more because it has the cheese and the Aegis. And look at this. I literally just kill Roshan, and then I take the Aegis cheese for myself. I genuinely think that this is broken, and I mean, I've told people about this, and then they think it's BS, and then I show them this, and they're like, that's going to get nerfed. And I don't know. I think it's pretty obscure. I don't think it's going to get nerfed because it's a little too obscure. But it definitely is one of those things that when you do it, I mean, it felt broken in this game. I was screaming. I was so happy that it worked. And then we end up actually taking megas right off of it. It was so exciting. Okay, so that's it for this video. I just want to show you guys that. I think it's really, really good. Like I said, you can do it later in the game. It's actually great to do it early in the game because Rosh is easier to kill. It just depends on that 15% cooldown reduction talent, really. I would imagine you could probably just do it with the Nimbus, but it's going to take, 4 or 5 minutes as opposed to 2. So it is something that, the more cooldown reduction you have, the better it's going to be, the faster it's going to be. But once again, you can actually go to the pit yourself and send yourself a lot of regen. You could probably solo Rosh very, very quickly with just a Nimbus and your lightning bolts. I would imagine that's very, very possible, especially when Rosh is a lot lower level, because this was a 54-minute Rosh. This was a seriously tanky Rosh. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to see you guys in the next video.